Okay, this is our wrap up. So I just would love to hear from you. What was the most important piece of the course or pieces of the course that you enjoyed? If you could email me that, that would be genius. I just love to learn what people got the most out of, right? What was meaningful to them. So I would love it if you would do that. I'm sure the Circle of Trust thing was enlightening, as it was for me when I finally learned to do that. And also the mind mapping. I use that every single day, getting my mind off of, where I usually go with my thinking, which is negative. But it's a good thing to learn to do. And that circle of trust, it freed me from being envious of other people and their close relationships and this and that. I just accept it as it is now. So I hope you got that out of it too. So now I would like to take you to the remainder of the book, and let's talk about where you can head from here, and how you can use this for every day of your life. And it's easy. It's not like you have to use all of it. You just use the pieces that you need, and then I call them tools in a tool belt. You can pull out the right tool and use it for when you need to. All right. So let's take a look at the book. So I call it putting it all together, right? Kind of that, is that true? That's a big one. So I want you to think about the table of contents in the beginning of the book, and specifically sort of the highlighted things of what we went through, and certainly the skills that we did. That would be kind of your sort of your outline of what you need to be doing. So I think about, we started with start your day right, make your bed, gratitudes and joys. And the skill was doing gratitudes and joys. And we moved on to catch your thoughts, listen to your self-talk. And then we went on to the skill, is that true? We did negative repetitive thinking, limiting beliefs, fear and worry. And then the skill of all that was, and then what? Do you remember that? We went on to judgment, and the skills, there was a couple of skills in there. One was am I, learning to ask yourself am I questions, and then goal setting. You set goals that are smart so that you can actually achieve them. We went on to triggers, and the skill there was planning ahead and doing rhythmic breathing. Well, actually, we used rhythmic breathing all along, and that's a big piece of what we learned to do to manage our emotions. And finally, we got down to setting those boundaries and mind mapping. So I want you to think about all of those, and those are great things, but I want you to move on to using your voice. And what's interesting to me is we diminish ourselves. We make ourselves smaller, all in that effort to be acceptable, worthy, whatever. And I want us to not do that so much anymore. I don't want you to be braggadocious or taking up all the air in the room, but what I'm saying is use your voice. Right? And take up a little bit more space in your life. Stand up for what you want and your desires and needs, and say them in a nice, kind way, but definitely say them and get them, right? Make them a priority for you, because you need to fill your own vessel. So that's what I talk about, using your voice and taking up a little more space in life. And then lastly, but certainly not the least, is I want you to get out in nature. And nature is a place that, I know this sounds funny, but it helps us to realize that we're not that, I guess our dramas aren't that big, is how I would say it. Our problems aren't that big. We are a small part of the big puzzle of life. And so, but we're a part, don't kid yourself. I'm not diminishing who we are, but we don't need to augur in on how important every little thing that happens to us is. And getting out in nature helps you focus on that, and helps remind you of that. I know when I moved to California, it was very difficult for me because I had come from smaller places, and I was feeling very overwhelmed. And I would go to the beach and just sit there and realize, the waves are crashing. I'm like a grain of sand. And so it's okay. It's not that overwhelming. It's going to be fine. I'm a piece of the puzzle, but not that big. And so I just want you to read through these things and understand that if you need therapy, because this book is not therapy, and if you need therapy for things, like I don't talk about, what happened in your life with your parents, or, if you got beaten. I know those things. And I did have to work through those. with therapy, but this isn't therapy. These are like skills for everyday life. This is just thoughts that you can use to work through and make the most of your days. It's not therapy. So if you need therapy, boy, I say get therapy. It's some of the best work you can ever do for yourself. And if you need medication, you need medication. I've taken medication, not taken medication. I've taken it when I needed it and then got off of it again. It is what it is. You choose the things that are going to work best for you. And I talk about this. And then I want you to understand that you've completed one round of work, but keep going. Keep working on those things that you need to work on, and do it. Do it for yourself. That's who you're doing it for, is for you, and it's important work. And I love the Colin Powell quote, "A dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work." And that's true. That's life. So I also include a bibliography of the books that I have really liked and that have made an impact on who I am. So you can see those there and buy them for yourself or not. Whatever, but they are great books, and they really did speak volumes to me about how to live life. And finally, there's the connection page with me. There's, my email, my Facebook and Instagram, and there's the website. And on the website, you would see, if you want to, offer this course to other people, that's on the website. So that's kind of the finish of the book and what we're doing. So the other thing that I want to tell you is that I do work with individuals. If you wanted to work together individually and work on some pieces like this, not counseling, but like this, maybe delve a little deeper into one of the subjects, we could do that. You just need to shoot me an email and I could send you a link. And then I also have worked with companies, the team building sort of thing, because people need to feel supported. And they need to know that, hey, there's a different way of thinking that makes you feel better. And then also, I'm going to be posting other videos, not these that belong with the course, but just videos that are explaining about thinking and things like that to support you. And that will also be on this channel. So I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll subscribe, because that is how things work, so that you get the notifications of what I'm doing. And then I just want to feel connected, so I hope that you'll be connected with me and stay with me on this journey, and we'll get there from here. One of the quotes that I had, I can't remember the gym that I used to work out at, I think it was in Colorado, and on the wall it had a quote. It said, "Strong alone, unstoppable together." And I so agree with that. So let's get together and let's be together, and let's make this impact on our world, all right? And let's be at the top of our game so we can do that work that we were destined to do, because we were created that unique, beautiful individual with skills that only we have. And we need to offer those to our communities, our families, our workplaces, everywhere we go. So I hope you'll spread that ripple of lovely, because of who you are. All right, thanks guys. Appreciate it. If you could send me that feedback, I'd really appreciate it. I'd like to know how this was meaningful for you. All right, bye.